And so I'll step back a little bit that Blue Ocean, uh, the inspiration of Blue Ocean really came from is looking at how the cyber world is changing very fast. Uh, Today, cybercrime is the fastest growing economy in the world and currently in the third biggest economy. So the criminals are winning all the time, while the cybersecurity, we are putting a lot of effort and not winning. And the question was, what's going on? And that was really the germination of Blue Ocean, which is kind of the inspiration for the topic we're going to talk about at ISACA conferences. We need to shift from a mindset of cybersecurity being more respond and recover to more a proactive security. So we are fighting with criminals, not just some people who are trying to make some just door wrangler. These guys are criminals, and that's where the real thinking process is. And today, SaaS applications run by third party have become the crown jewels for our companies. Workday runs your HR, your Salesforce runs your CRM, finance is running on Oracle. All these are SaaS applications, and we are seeing a crazy amount of breaches within all these environments right now. We saw with Disney about 6 months criminal are in there downloading terabyte of data with all confidential information. We saw Snowflake, about 165 companies. So the question is, what's going wrong here, guys? We are shifting very fast to SaaS, but we are losing that before even getting our hand around what's going on. So taking this conference, we're going to use this platform to really share insights and knowledge, what happened with these breaches, why they were wrong, how cybersecurity to shift to more proactive security. And that is that approach which could have prevented every one of these breaches. So really, there are two very critical takeaways. Because we're talking about SaaS, and we're talking these SaaS applications are run by third parties. So first, the legacy third-party risk management model is really more in a grandfather stage. It's dead, it's driving very limited to no value. Number two, proactive security is the only way we're going to beat the criminal at their own game. And SaaS is the playing ground which they are coming after, because your crown jewels, which used to be on-prem, then they shifted to cloud, and now they're shifting to SaaS. And if we don't protect those crown jewels, we are not going to be building this digital tech highway. We are going to be struggling to operate in digital tech highway. Step back and think about CrowdStrike, which is just another application which pushed a change, which crippled down economies. That can happen with every SaaS application today we have. One of the breach which we spent trying to analyze, Snowflake, 165 companies basically breach exactly with the same pattern. So proactive security is the key. And in all those cases, zero fault of Snowflake, zero fault of Slack, zero fault of Salesforce or any of those vendors. It was all the fault of the companies who are dealing with crazy amount of tsunami of lawsuits. So the two takeaways is the third-party risk management model, again to repeat, is really more good for grandfather kind of model. We need to stop it. We need to shift to a continuous monitoring proactive security. We believe that AI, I look at AI, and AI, I look at it as more like a double-edged sword, right? I always feel criminals adopt the technology the fastest, and they are already using it much more than we are using to defend ourselves. I feel we were going to keep seeing much more stronger, smarter, better, more stronger cyber attacks using AI as the model. And we are also going to keep seeing some of the technologies coming up and try to do it. One of the things we as a firm, Blue Ocean, we have been doing it with even our own AI engines. We have been looking at it is how to build a proactive cybersecurity model so you can understand the threat pattern of criminals, how they operate. And interestingly, There are different criminal gangs for financial services versus healthcare versus manufacturing. And if you don't understand it and you keep looking at everything in the same NIST framework, that is not going to fix it. You got to understand what their tactics are, how they approach it, and then you build your AI engine to really build a trust-based architecture around it. I think the second big shift I feel is, which is the extension of the trust architecture, is I think we're going to see today we're going to see a shift in how we really run our security program. Today we are doing like, hey, I found this issue, we're going to send it to someone and they're going to fix it. I think it's too late. We're fighting criminal guys. We are not fighting in people who are there to just trouble you. Criminals who want to make money off you. We are seeing it all the time. What we're going to see is we're going to find issue where you have an attack, you use anomaly and AI engine to understand the behaviors, and then you immediately proactively stop the attack. So you may lose 5% of your data, but you will protect 95%. And I think this auto remediation is the game of the future. And SaaS is going to be one of the biggest part. And that's where we at the Blue Ocean are investing heavily in our own product and working with product from companies, from number of vendors and others who really are driving that AI-based monitoring and remediation across the board. We need to step back and firstly think, what is the role of cybersecurity in today's organization? Is it about protecting stuff, or is it about being a more strategic asset? If CrowdStrike proved you one thing, it definitely proved you that cybersecurity is a strategic asset. And we got to be, if we want to build this digital highway, then we cannot keep potholes, and we got to be able to respond quickly, and we got to be really on top of our game. Otherwise, this digital highway doesn't work. The second thing, I think the big thing we need to think about is we need to start thinking like criminal, because if we don't, we're going to lose it. Because that is the only way we will know how to do cybersecurity. I'll quote Frank Abigail Jr. We all probably watch Catch Me If You Can, and he said, if I knew what I know if I had the technologies what I have today, I would not have stolen $2.5 million. Within the same time, I would have stolen $200 million. That is the level of porousness we have in our infrastructure, and we got to think like a criminal, only then we can design it. And lastly, I would say we got to really move to a model of a proactive security, because we need to understand how criminal will attack us, how to design those patterns, use tools like AI, like we use within SaaS security, AI-based tools from vendors like a number of companies like App Omnis and others who are investing heavily. And we got to take that leading technology and bring it to the bear and start getting control of our ecosystem. We cannot just treat it like it's all the same. We have on-prem, which needs its own security. We have cloud, which needs its own security, and we have SaaS. And we got to be thinking about these three different things, because criminals attack them in different ways. They don't attack in the same fashion. So that's what I would say. Let's move away from compliance baseline, because it's just a hygiene, good to have, but it is not going to secure you. It is just a very basic step. It's like a 101. And we got to shift to making security as a strategic asset for your company.